Next, we're going to be talking about NXT, and people I've heard a couple of times are saying, what's going on with NXT? Because there's an awful lot, a spate, if you like that word,
An
of,
awful lot of what?
well, I didn't quite finish the sentence, a spate of injuries, all ACL injuries.
Yes.
So ligaments,
Spate. I've never used that word.
well, there you go, a spate of injuries, all ACL. So the most recent one is NXT's Cora Jade. She will be out around 9 months, which is
Wow.
roughly how long it takes to fully heal and then be able to do physical stuff after an ACL tear. Poor timing, of course, because she's only just returned to NXT after being absent since around July time. Now, Jade's injury will once again raise questions regarding the safety of the training WWE provides at its Performance Center. Now, Jade is the latest one to be taken out with a torn ACL. Amari Miller, Ariana Grace, Nikita Lyons, and Yulisa Leon have all suffered ACL tears as of recent as part of WWE NXT. And also, this doesn't include Charlotte Flair, who just tore her ACL as well. And it's a 9-month recovery. As you know, I tore my ACL in summer of 2022, so I know the entire recovery rate and period. Right? So, but I think the main question is:
Does it hurt?
Are the
Did
over?
it hurt?
Oh God, yeah, it was horrible.
Really?
Yeah, we'll talk about the ACL injury in a second. But like, is there such a thing? And it seems to be of overtraining. Do you think there's too much? Is there
Could
too much
be.
overtraining or too much cardio? Because how much? Here's another question for you. How much cardio do you need to be a professional wrestler, in your opinion?
Well, you need it because you're going to go one night, you might go 2 minutes, but the next night they might say, hey, can you give us 30? Now, when the promoter or the booker or whoever's in charge or whoever puts the show together, when they ask for 30 minutes, that's actually a tribute to the talent because they're not going to ask for 30 minutes unless they think you can pull 30 minutes. And it's not just pulling 30 minutes physically, it's pulling 30 minutes to keep the people interested. It's telling a story for 30 minutes that you can keep the fans invested in that match. So, as far as the training, you don't see girls with those big, bulky knee braces on, do you?
Well, you do now.
Well, you're probably going to have to,
Mm.
but it could be just a spate of bad luck.
It's. I suggest that's very unlikely because it's a severe injury. I mean, until some 20 years ago, or whatever, this was a career-ending injury for advances in surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 30 years. I don't know.
But they say it hurts,
It's awful.
and
Yeah.
you are laid up.
Yeah.
So when's say you get an ACL tear, can you still walk on it?
Now that actually depends. I couldn't. There's some like rugby players or really huge people, like really muscly legs, can, and a lot of people I couldn't hear because my head was bouncing off the road at the same time, so I wasn't paying attention. But you can hear a very audible pop of the snapping of the ligament.
I wouldn't like that at all.
No, it was terrible pain. I mean, I did some other stuff as well, but it was awful.
So, but I think NXT, excuse me, I think NXT has kind of looked into their training regimen and say, and I think they probably had the same idea. Are we training these girls too hard? Are we doing too much with where they're landing on their knees or what? But I think they probably investigating this and see if they can come up with an idea or a conclusion on what they need to do better or different.
The reason why I know you didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you. The reason why it takes 9 months is because you can actually repair the ligament, and then swelling has to go down. You have to be able to start moving your leg again. Then you slowly start training up again. But the way my surgeon told me, Dr. Neil Jane at Wilms Hospital, who did mine, he told me that essentially it's a bell curve of recovery and strength. So as soon as a ligament is repaired, it's very strong, and then it slowly gets weaker over the weeks until it's weakest at 3 months. And then it comes back up again to about the 9 to 12 month period where it becomes strong enough that you can do heavy.
Wait a minute, you have what tears? You say it gets weaker. What gets weaker?
The repaired ACL.
ACL gets weaker.
Yeah.
Then it gets stronger.
Yes. So
I never heard that before in my life.
I'd never heard of it either. So that is why you really need to wait.
Who told you that, or where did you read that?
No, my surgeon told me.
Well, I think he just, what's his name?
It was Dr. Neil Jane, or Mr. Neil Jane.
Neil, is he related to you? No.
What, Jane?
You're James. Okay. I don't think he knows what he's talking about. I'll tell him to. And you tell him if he doesn't like it, give him my number and have him call me.
I'll do very
We'll
much
have
that.
a transatlantic discussion. And I will threaten to go over there and just, hey, we could have a surgery mania. Hey, we could.
What's the main event?
Oh, no, it's just a knee surgery. Him against me.
What, who does knee surgery quicker?
Yes, or better.
Or better.
But that would take time.
No, you'd have to read up on it a little bit.
Who does it fast? Well, all I do is go in there and take the knee out. I said, all right, you ready to go?
Well, do you know how they repaired mine? I mean, I did some other stuff, but you know how they repaired mine was they drilled. So there's no hinge on the knee, which sounds stupid for me to say that because I assumed that the bones were connected by bone. They're not. It's all muscle and sinew and that kind of thing. So anyway, to replace the ACL, I know you love medical stuff. I had there's 3 different things you can do. You can do synthetic, you can do cadaver. So basically, they take out a dead person.
I wouldn't want that at all.
No, you don't want a dead person's ligament.
Wait a minute, you can take an ACL from a dead person?
You can take a lot of things from a dead person, like for bone, ligaments, eye, and do replacements. Yeah.
Well, they're not dead. It's right before they die.
No, shortly afterwards.
The heart comes out before they die, and then they die. Really, when the heart comes out.
Well, when the heart stops beating, and the doctor looks at his watch and says, "Time of death, so and so," and then that's when they're done. But so
they take it out then, or they take it out before?
They take out after the person's dead, and then they give it to the living person.
Because if they didn't, they would actually be the result of the person dying.
Yeah.
Yes. Before I thought about that.
It's common practice to only harvest organs and ligaments and stuff from dead people.
Recently deceased people.
Recently, yeah, you've got to be fresh.
Like within 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
No, I wouldn't say 10 minutes, but you refrigerate them.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that.
Well, let me tell the fun bit is that I can't remember the bone name, femur and the other one, and they drill through like that. They drill through my both bones, and then they reattached. I had a synthetic hybrid with organic because most of my ACL still existed, and basically they grafted my existing ACL onto the synthetic ACL, and now my ACL is now held in by 2 screws that are outside the bones that have been drilled through. And I even asked this: if I go into an airport, if the the scanner's really sensitive, that will show up.
Will it?
Yeah. No, apparently it's very rare, but if there's a very sensitive airport scanner, it will.
When I broke my leg, they put a part of titanium in my leg.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that expensive?
In your wooden leg? What's the?
No, I broke my femur.
Oh yeah.
And then they ran a connector that was titanium. That won't break, will it?
No. Have you got a guarantee?
No.
Is it dishwasher safe?
I guess. said I could use it with joy. So
with what? They said that you could use it with joy.
Joy. Yeah, the Joy. They have a dishwasher deal called Joy.
Oh, I didn't know.
But I thought they meant you could use it with happiness.
Yes.
I'm so stupid.